Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Mik'd. Today is Monday, July 7th. Hope everybody had a beautiful 4th of July. Lloyd, the king at time management, drove right in from Alexandria.
That's right.
Showed up right to the studio. We're not late. We're right on time. You may be wondering why we don't have a trailer. Our trailer's still there. Music needs to get changed. We get flagged. So, you're going to...
This was a trailer that was put together by our own Jackie.
Yeah, it was a great
With
trailer.
music that was copyright free. And then all of a sudden they see the run that Mik'd's getting
That's
online.
That's it.
And they're like, you know, we can make a little scratch off of this. Let's actually take the copyright away from the boys.
So now we got to find some other music that's not copyrighted.
And some people will be happy about it. They said the trailer was too long and too good.
There we go. We'll figure it out.
About a nickel.
It'll be back up and rolling. We got a big show for you today. Obviously, it is July. This is the dog days of sports talk shows. Okay.
What's on TV?
ESPN right now. If you're not a baseball fan, because if you are a baseball fan, FS1 has Tampa Bay at Detroit. But if you're not a baseball fan, you don't like watching baseball, you can tune in ESPN, and ESPN's got Summer League basketball going on right now. So that's how you know sports is kind of in a
cooked
lull, right? All-Star weekend is this weekend. I believe it's Sunday is the All-Star break for Major League Baseball. They're coming out with the starting lineups. Obviously, All-Star teams. Alex Bregman and Paul Skeens, both LSU alum, both make the All-Star teams. Great for, obviously, Bregman, first year in Boston, makes the All-Star team. Paul Skeens, second straight year with the All-Star team. I'd imagine second straight year with a start. He has a sub-2 ERA. Don't look at the wins and losses because he went 5 innings, 10 runs yesterday, and got the no decision because they lost 1-0. But he's having an outstanding year. He's an All-Star again for the second straight year. I would imagine probably All-Star starter for the National League, and Tariq Skubal will be the All-Star starter for the American League. They have not announced that, but that is my prediction. 54 days until LSU Clemson. We are getting closer. We are about a month and 3 weeks? Month and 2 weeks? 6 weeks?
Month and a half?
What's 6 weeks? 6 times 7 is
42.
42. So we got a little bit longer than that. Yeah, about 2 months. A little less than 2 months before football season. Scrolling through just the sports channels, the first conversation on fantasy football happened today. So you can kind of feel it. NFL Live's getting more run. There's a lot more NFL college football talk. College Football 26
out.
Was released today or yesterday?
Today.
11
o'clock on a Monday.
I still have not played it. Last year's game or this year's game. Holding strong.
J. Mitch, do you have it yet?
Nope. Lloyd is waiting for you to get it so you can just run them out the stadium again.
He don't want these problems.
No, I don't.
Jared, I
didn't learn a thing.
How was your 4th of July weekend?
It was good, man. Chill. We went to Dallas. We did the whole daytime thing. We stayed away from the fireworks at nighttime. Not really my cup of tea. Kids are a little too young. Might run into a little bit of trouble, whatever. So we did the whole daytime thing. Grilled outside, chilling.
Nice.
Kind of got some rain a little bit, so it wasn't like the best of weather, but we made do with it, baby. We had a good weekend.
You look very tan.
Yes.
Look like you got some sun.
Yeah,
you look good.
I think I'm good with the tan for the life, baby.
I think you're all right. You have enough for everybody. I was at the lake, Falls River. Shout out to BG, appreciate that. It was a nice time. And there Friday, came back home, hung out, cooked dinner at the house, threw some steaks on the pit, same type of thing. Did the daytime thing, not really the nighttime thing, and then finished that Saturday. Went to New Orleans. My niece's 2-year-old birthday party, but also my godson had a baseball game. Travel 8U, but he's 7. He's playing up. Outfielder. Played right center. You know what number is?
8.
Number 8. Not only because number 7, which his dad was number 7 at LSU, Mike Hollander, was taken. Made a diving catch.
Oh,
yeah. My sister showed me a video. The team did the whole huddle thing, right? They did this, and then Hudson went to pick up the ball because savvy outfielder have to get a ball to get loose. And as he's getting the ball and they break and he runs, he trips. But it's okay. It's okay. He's playing. He's playing up.
I feel like we gotta get that video. I gotta see that video.
Oh, I got it. He's playing up. He's playing well. They came out second in the tournament last
Savvy
weekend.
move, baby.
So now they're going to state. The state tournament is this weekend, and if they win it, they get to go to the World Series, which is in North Carolina. So that's where I was at. I was rooting on 7, 8-year-olds this weekend, which was good. And the team, listen.
Whoa.
Their team, very well coached. You have 4 former LSU baseball players, and their sons are on the same team. You got Mike Hollander with Hudson Hollander. You got Nick Poniff with Nicholas Poniff Jr. You have Matt Goday's son, Brock Goday, first baseman. Hey, big kid. This guy swings it. So I saw Goday. I said, "You think you could play second?" You think you can play second?
I mean, that's exactly what his pops did. So
that's it.
That's surprised.
So he's there, and then you got Kevin Berry's son was playing third base. Man, nice diving catch, threw the guy out. Good squad.
They have to hate to see y'all coming.
Good squad.
How old is this team?
7
and 8. I know it makes us feel old. I know it's crazy.
I'm here. All I heard was robbed homer, sliding diving catch, web gym, and like God, it all.
Hey, very very well coached. Coached by Mike Hollander and Nick Poniff. And Matt Goday. So I'd imagine the coaches aren't having a good time doing it.
Well, I would imagine that everybody y'all face, or that
they
this
face,
team,
not me.
that they face, are like, it's the fucking LSU team.
Well, there's some other good
like,
teams.
off
There's
the bus.
There's some other good squads out there, but look.
I doubt they have 4 former
good.
college D1 athletes on their team.
I will say all national champions. Not all national champions. Just one national champion, actually, on that team.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about. We're not here to talk about.
Is that a straight? But did you just?
Yeah, you just took out 3 of them.
Well, I was thinking.
Wow.
I was thinking about it, but I forgot Mike made it to Omaha. I was not here for 09, and then Goday was in 2010. So like, I got my wires crossed a little bit, but all part of big good teams at LSU. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about sports. We're here to talk about
that is sports.
Everything that is sports. Josh Jordan, recruiting coordinator for LSU, going to be on the show live via video call at 7 o'clock. We'll talk all things recruiting. Talk a little bit about the season from his perspective. Obviously, he's on the field third base coach. Has the aggressive sense, which is a good thing. I want to talk about the strategy of that. What goes into recruiting, this kind of time period of the draft coming up. Recruits, how is he kind of managing that? All of those types of things. And we will also obviously just have a nice day. Lloyd coming off the
tarmac,
the travel day. So it's bring your personality day, and then we can go from there. But as far as sports, outside of our interviews, we're gonna have to generate some content. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do today. That's what you watch the show for. You watch the show for us to have a good time, and go from there. Lloyd, any good stories from A-Town from this weekend before we get right into the thing? I know you're driving, but we didn't talk about your weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm in the thick of it in terms of, you talk about 7 and 8-year-olds. I am in the camp of like 1 and 2-year-olds, maybe even younger than that. So 4th of July has changed quite a bit from what I want it to be and what it used to be and what it should be. So now it's just a fucking baby pool party, and it's disgusting.
Above ground pools.
We did both. Above ground pool was fun. There was only 2 kids there. But the 4th of July, there's like 8 people that I guess my friends. I don't know what to call them, but they all have kids now. So it's just like kind of, I guess, babysitting in a sense.
Yeah.
And so I was just, I was doing my deal. Nobody else wanted to do my deal with me. But yeah, I mean, the older you get, the more things change. I wish they would have just stayed the same. What does Andy Bernard say? I wish you knew you were in the good times while you're in the good times.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't really know when the good times are until they've already passed you by.
Yeah, and you go back and you're like, damn, oh, fucking. Listen, we were
kids stink.
We were on the river, Falls River, and you're gonna go and you see like, damn, these kids are 21.
That's fun.
There is a high school graduation party, so 8 going to college. Like I was like, man, that summer going into college was probably the best.
Oh, absolutely.
That best summer of
from high school to college,
life, but like one of the best summers you can have because you're going to college. You're not in high school anymore, so you're kind of in that whatever period. You've already, if you're an athlete, you've already signed or committed or you've done whatever, so you get to enjoy that summer.
The fruits of your labor.
You learn a lot about yourself going. Like it's like you take that next step. You learn a lot about yourself before you go to college. And these kids are living it up on the river. You know, it was good.
Yeah, that's the times that I've
We lost in beer pong to some young
bucks.
youngsters.
Did they have any like the house rules?
They were actually impressed by my questions. I asked them about the house rules. Like, are we playing house rules? Oh, I didn't know y'all knew about that. I was like, yeah, what are we doing? Are we doing bounce? Are we doing heating up? Are we doing getting hot?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we doing island shots?
Yeah.
Or, trick shots? What are we going to do?
Balls back. Yeah, get the balls back
synced
behind
up,
the back.
Are we pulling?
Yeah.
Are we fingering? Are we blowing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? And they're like, hey, I've been around the block. I know what I'm talking about.
I've been in some of these rules.
I'm not that old. We did lose.
Quickly?
No. We choked. We were up. We were up. Last cup got us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Can't make the last cup. But
did y'all do Flip Cup at all?
No. We were only there for a short amount of time. It was a friend's house or camp, and they were having this big graduation party. So it was like a mixture. You know what I mean? Obviously, we didn't just go crash a high school graduation party. So, hey, let's hang out
over there.
What are we doing over there? But yeah, good times, and now we're here. We survived. It's Monday. Bring your personality today.
What's the status on Flip Cup for you? Is it half flip or full flip?
Oh, it's a full flip.
Yeah.
Half flip's too easy.
Yeah, I agree. But a lot of these people, whenever you go to different houses, it's like they do the half flip. You're like, this isn't really the game.
Yeah. No, half flip.
Do y'all, Jared?
No, man, we ain't do no flip. None of that.
We did. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. We played Flip Cup in a football tailgate with Cotrera and his squad.
Yeah, that was at a football. We didn't play no damn Flip Cup this past week.
Oh, no, not 4th of July. And we didn't either. To be honest with you, we didn't either.
It was just beer pong.
God,
it's so much fun. Even every time you
jumped off, I acted like a chit. There was a second story deck, and I was jumping off the second. We're jumping at me. It was a good time. Got to act like a little kid for a little bit. So I like the 4th of July.
Whiskey, beer.
No, it was high noons. I was very low key. We had to drive back from Falls River to Baton Rouge. So
Man, staying drunk driving.
No, I was not drunk driving. Actually, Allie drove.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Allie drove.
Oh man,
Allie drove.
It's just a terror on the roads.
Stay away from that drunk.
So
get a Tesla.
I guess over the weekend, nothing really happened other than people getting snubbed for Major League Baseball AllStar Game. I know you're probably not in tune with that, Lloyd, but Jay Mitch is. Couple guys did not make the All-Star team that probably should have made the All-Star team. Most notably, Trey Turner did not make it. Hitting .299, leads the league in hits. Did not make the All-Star team. And
go ahead.
And I forget who it was, but they lead the league in RBIs. Did make the All-Star team. Who else?
19 new All-Stars. Juan Soto snubbed.
Well, you had guys in there that made it, Juan Soto, but you had guys that made it. Here's my issue with the All-Star game, and it's everywhere else, but it's all about popularity. It's all about voting, and it's not about the best players getting in. And there's some guys that got
even the best seasons, not even just the best players, the best seasons.
Correct. The best seasons. That's actually the better way to say it. Francisco Lindor made it. Great player. Some other shortstops probably should have made it over him. I think there was somebody who made it with an OPS of 6. That started with a 6.
It was center fielder for Rodriguez for Seattle.
Yeah.
He had a 6-something OPS, and he made it. I'm like, well, that's not an All-Star. I'm sorry.
It's not.
I don't care who you. That's not an All-Star season.
Ellie De La Cruz did not make it either, and he's having an unbelievable year. Unbelievable. James Wood, shortstop for the Nationals, did not make it. His OPS is like mid-800s. He's having an outstanding year.
He's having the best first half by a Washington National, I think, rookie or player since Bryce Harper did it that year.
Yeah, it's there's always going to be snubs. That's always part of it. But it's just, it's unfortunate that it has to happen this way.
Do y'all still care about the do you still want to go? Has it jumped the shark, so to speak?
Wait, say that again?
Has it jumped the shark, so to speak, in terms of getting the invitation? It used to be such a cool thing to be an All-Star, the All-Star weekend, the jerseys, the home run derby. It feels like it's lost a little bit of its luster. Then it was competitive for a while, and it felt like you were playing for something, even though, like, I don't know if people like that or not, but now it just feels like All-Star games come and go, and it's kind of...
I think Major League Baseball All-Star Game is the best All-Star game of anyone.
Yeah.
I really
think
do.
It's all kind of gone by to the side of, like, All-Star games aren't worth it.
Correct,
like
but
the Pro Bowl led the charge, and the NBA All-Star Game became like.
But I think NHL and Major League Baseball are the two best All-Star games. I think it is a big deal for these guys for a couple of reasons. One, making an All-Star team still holds weight when it comes to contract negotiations, free agency, arbitration, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. It also is, you play well, you get rewarded for, your performance. You should be rewarded for your performance, and I think a lot of these guys want to get. Now, obviously, there's going to be some guys who make it who either sit out because they get banged up or they've pitched already or whatever it may be, but I still think it holds a lot of weight. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, it definitely holds a lot of weight. Everybody's situation is a little different. Perfectly said in terms of the contract negotiations. It's a huge thing for guys that are not, especially guys that are not on already big salaries and or guys that may be on an expiring salary, right? Like you want to be able to kind of shore up yourself, and having an All-Star game under your belt or another one under your belt is a situation that can allow you to get paid a little bit better and have a little more security when it becomes time to go back to the table. I think a lot of these younger guys for sure want to be in it for all those reasons just said, and also the opportunity to be young, get out there, perform, be on a big stage, be in those situations. You may find guys who are maybe nursing an injury, maybe they're on year 2 of a 10-year contract where they don't really care about actually going to the game. Now, that is what it is. I guess that's kind of where the game has put itself to in terms of giving away 10-year contracts. But like that part of it is what it is. If you're on a 10-year contract worth $250 million and you know what, if I don't make the next 3 All-Star games, but if I make the last 3 All-Star games of my contract, I think it'll way more. So like some of those guys don't want to go, but that is the nature of the beast that you created with those contracts. But everybody's kind of in a little bit of a different situation. I will still say once they toe the rubber and once the game starts, it's probably one of the more competitive All-Star games out there.
100% agree. And Lloyd, you'll appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
You're
an All-Star?
No, you're the All-Star in your heart. The guy that is so electric on the baseball field. Javi
Baez.
He is back in the All-Star game after being probably the worst hitter in all of Major League Baseball last year. As far as qualified at bats, everybody was saying he's cooked, and he's done, and he's not. Well, hey, let's move you to center field. Not only is he playing elite defense in the outfield, he is back swinging it. He just hit a homer today. Great comeback player of the year potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something recently on him too, where I think he is one of like super elite company to make the All-Star game in 3 different positions, I believe. And the company was like Rod Carew and like just like name like some of the all-time names in the game, and it ain't that many of them. So yeah, I mean, like, let's be honest. Like Javi is one of the most talented players that has come across in the last decade, and it's whether he chooses to actually turn it on, or if he wants to play it lazily and do kind of what he did last year. But the talent's been there; it hasn't gone anywhere, and it's whether he wants to turn it on or not in those situations.
Yeah, a lot of what happened to Javi is like the way he plays the game. It felt like was based off of situation, setting, like needed the emotion, needed to be involved, needed the team to be playing well, and that's when he played his best. Detroit was not very good, and it felt like he just kind of lost his kind of spark for it. And then for him to make this kind of comeback where he was an all-star as a second baseman, also one of the best shortstops that you could probably watch for like a 3-year stretch where he could make almost any play in the field defensively, but it was also this could go any which of 2 ways. Because he was electric in all the right and wrong ways. And now to make it as a center fielder speaks to his talent and put him in the home run derby.
Baez?
Yeah.
Look, the big dumpers in the home run derby.
I just want to see if you goose him to Javi, he's swinging.
Yeah, but here's the deal. He's a big swing guy. Like big swing guys in the home run derby because of the time now make it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, it's going to be nice to see him back. Obviously, he's electric. He's got one of the best guys out there with his glove that there is. As far as what are we doing?
It's just 1 year ago.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, there's no doubt about the free swinging part. Right, that's part of it. You know, he's gonna swing at some pitches that you're like, what the hell? But it seems like he's kind of shored that up.
How does that happen? Is that just like I'm swinging no matter what?
There you go.
Yeah, that's like, hey, I'm struggling and I'm just swinging, hoping this ball runs into my bat.
This is how I'm gonna get hot again.
I get you. If I don't,
that's exactly what that is.
I mean, this is not even close, guys.
No.
I mean, think about what kind of bat you would have to be able to put bat on that. Just think about that.
And here's the deal, like
left-handed batter's box.
I've been in that spot too.
Yeah.
I've been in that spot
And the
too.
best part about it is, hey, wait, go back to it, Lloyd. The best part about it is too is like that ball is in the middle of the left-handed batter's box, and obviously that's a full swing right there, Coach. That's no reach. That's no ass out. That's no one-handed. Like if you just looked at Javi and you cut everything out the picture, you would think that ball's in left center, 10 rows deep.
No doubt. And look, it's part of it. That happens. The other thing that happens at this point in the summer is, talk about the AllStar Game. LSU has their end of the year awards. LSU Sports. They're called the Mikies.
Oh.
Yeah. Male Newcomer of the Year. The Mikie goes to Anthony Ianson. Female Newcomer of the Year. Jalia Lassiter.
Way to power through that.
Yep. Male Freshman of the Year. Derek Curiel. Female Freshman of the Year. Caitlin Chow. And I'd imagine there's other ones, but
did you get consent for the Mikies?
I wish. They don't spell it the way I spell it, though. Mikey. So.
Because of Mike the Tiger.
Duh.
Well, I didn't know.
You think I'm the one making the Mikies? Ain't because of me.
Lord, you thought he made his own?
Yeah, not
Number
me.
8, give him
This
the
is
Mikies.
LSU Sports. This is
Man.
LSU Sports, not me.
That's incredible.
Good freshman.
Hey, big day tomorrow. Netflix drops the quarterbacks.
Ooh, good
With
start from
Joe
last
Burrow.
year.
Joe
Oh,
Burrow.
Joe
Really
Burrow's
getting
in it.
going.
Joe Burrow's
Wow.
in it.
Wow.
Quarterback Season 2, Netflix, July 8th. Joe Burrow is going to be one of the featured quarterbacks. This is 1,000,000% that part of the year. And I'm trying to get through it. And we're getting through it. It's going to be a fun part. At what point is it acceptable to really – I mean, I know we can talk football and we can go through the roster and all those types of things, but at this point, you're just basically talking about what you saw last year, and you have no idea about the new guys that are here. But there has been conversation. There's been I've had some conversation. Jay's had some conversation, I think, that that cornerback that we got from Virginia Tech. Is it Virginia Tech? The big tall guy?
Delane?
Yeah, they said that guy is a menace.
Stud.
They also said, I've heard, Corey Raymond said by the time, now I'm drawing blanks. See, a guy get back into football season, top corner.
Pickett?
Yeah. He said DJ Pickett, by the time he leaves, will be the best cornerback ever to come through LSU. That is what the conversation has been around. That is definitely exciting to hear. I don't know if you've heard the same thing, Jared.
I ain't heard shit.
Okay.
Wrong state.
Okay. Good to know. Well, look, now you're hearing it.
And I don't really give a damn either. Because none of this shit matters until they put pads on and get into the game.
I 100%
Actually,
agree.
You know what's funny? I just had this conversation with Danny McCray this past weekend, and the conversation was, so in Texas right now, there's a big push, especially in Houston and in Dallas, of making female flag football a sanctioned high school sport that you can actually play as a varsity sport.
Love that.
Right? And Danny's big into the creation, if you will, through the Dallas Cowboys and how they run this stuff. The funny part about it is him and I were talking about, hey, I'm just telling you, he was literally like, I'm just telling you, when you watch female flag football, it is pretty damn cool when you see some of the talent that's in it. He goes, to be honest with you, I don't care anything about the men's side of it, at least, because all that shit is cute, all that shit is fun until somebody hits you right in the mouth. And I don't know if you could be running and doing the same jukes and going up for the same balls and being as fearless as them. So, like, all this stuff right now, great.
100%.
When they strap it on, that's what really matters.
100%. And that's why it's so hard to have that conversation. Oh, who's going to do this? What role is this guy going to assume? What's the offensive line going to look like? How are the run? Like all that conversation, it's all right now is all speculation. It's all, hey, what they did last year. Obviously, Nussmeier comes out in his interview and says, he has a full year under his belt. Now he's watching film of him actually playing and not just film of defenses, seeing all these defenses. One thing that he wishes he would change from last year is running the ball more. I think everybody understands that. He obviously understands that. There's been an emphasis in that. So, those are the conversations that you have right now leading up to the middle of August. So we have about a month of those types of conversations. So I think it's a little too early to really jump into the football conversation. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess recruiting is the one thing, but I don't love talking about recruiting.
Yeah, I've gone to y'all's side of the table when it comes to the recruiting aspect. As much as y'all, disagree about how NIL is structured and how it works, and that may be changing, it may not be changing. Who knows? But now I'm fully invested in that. NIL has ruined the fun part of recruiting, where you get a commitment that means absolutely nothing.
It means nothing.
LSU got a 5-star defensive end committed July 2nd, and nobody really, it doesn't move the needle that much. They get another offensive lineman committed over the weekend. It doesn't move the needle because it's either LSU is a pawn in this bigger game of they paid this much, let me go back to the table, re-raise, and see what I can get from somebody else, or they signed, and then you're just like, oh, you can't really get excited because you never know when the other foot's going to drop. And so I don't know if this all stems from maybe the Bryce Underwood conversation where that kind of ruined the way that people got excited for something. You get to the 1-yard line, and then and it's 99 yards the other way. You felt like Miami against Georgia Tech, just take a knee instead of trying to run the ball. It's like, how did you lose this game? It's like, well, I have no clue what happened. But now, when it comes to recruiting, it's hard to get excited for that. But I will say, the videos that are coming out around LSU and the people that are actually on the team, you see a lot of excitement around what kind of chemistry they're building. Garrett Nussmeier has talked about it almost ad nauseum of the most important thing that you can do in lieu of just playing football is getting the chemistry right. The more, it's almost like LSU baseball, toughened together. It's we're trying to build the chemistry, the toughness, all of these things because of how they built the team. You signed 18 players out the transfer portal. You don't have a lot of time to get these guys together. But then you start looking at the talent on the field: Nick Anderson, Barrion Brown, Mansour Delane, 2 offensive linemen. You start going down the list. It's none of these guys have played at LSU.
Right.
And so that's when you start going, okay, how do we assimilate everybody? What's the one constant factor? Garrett Nussmeier.
No doubt.
He's the only guy that's been here for this amount of time, and that's where we had this conversation. I don't know if y'all care about this or not, but it has something that's been
it's a conversation.
It's
just part of this thing. It's just it's conversation generation right now.
Right, and you're a legacy 8 started the whole thing. Do you think Nuss is the first quarterback to don 18 since Matt Mock?
I don't think so.
Because who else fits the bill? Josh Williams obviously fit the bill last year. That made a ton of sense. And this is one that LSU still, because this is, I guess a little bit.
Doesn't have to be on offense, though.
Well, they've been doing both sides. I feel like Whit Weeks is going to probably get it on the defensive side, or JaCoby and Guillory.
Yep.
But on the offensive side, if there was ever a quarterback that has kind of fit what the number means and what it does, it feels like it's Nuss. I know he wears 13 for his dad, but he also wore 5. Right. So I don't think he's opposed to changing. But I just think it's interesting to have somebody in the transfer portal era, a quarterback that has stuck around this long, had his job kind of usurped from him 2 years in a row, where it's you've seen almost 3 years. You saw it play with Max Johnson. And then you have, it feels like forever. He was under the Ed Orgeron era.
Yeah.
And now it's been wait your turn. He gets to start last year, but now it's okay, we're all in on this year. Could have left for the draft. Doesn't. And now it feels like everything is kind of aligned for him to be able to either lead a team to a college football playoff at the least, and certainly be a part of the Heisman conversation. And he's one of the guys that's been here the longest. That's why it just kind of feels like this might be the right time to dust off the old 18 for a quarterback.
Yeah, I can see. I don't know if they're going to give it to him, but yeah, maybe. And I don't know if they need 2. They could. Maybe this is a year they just only have 1. I don't know. But yeah, that's.
I can talk football if you want.
We're talking it.
Yeah.
It's just there's not much. It's all about that conversation. And look, when do they announce that? Do you know?
No.
I don't know that either. But we shall see. No football. We can dabble. No football, real football conversation until it gets real hot, until it's August. So let's flip it back to baseball. I got a question for y'all. And you've put them in the – Jared, don't look at the document. Lloyd, you've already put it in the document, but don't look in the document because I can't imagine you counting.
What are you doing? Are you looking at it right now?
I know. I'm asking.
I'm not looking at it.
I'm asking the question, so I'm not going to get the answer. LSU baseball has been one of the best programs definitely over the last 35 years, but there's been a ton of really good players come through the program, make the All-Star teams. Out of all of the players who have made All-Star teams, who has the most All-Star game appearances?
Say that again?
Albert Bell.
Did you look at it? That's it. How many do you think he has?
I don't know. I'm going to go at 7. I don't know.
5.
I literally was just a guess, though. God, dog, I'm good.
Because a lot of people forget about Albert Bell. But he went 93, 94, 95, 96. 4 straight years. And then, actually, 5 straight years, 97, but he was with the White Sox in 97. All right, so he's got 5. He's the leader. Who's number 2?
Bregman.
Nope. Bregman only I guess Bregman is tied for 2. There's multiple people with 3.
DJ LeMahieu.
DJ's got 3. Bregman's got 3. This is Bregman's 3rd. So that's 2 tied.
There's more than one?
Yeah, that's 2 tied for 3. With 3.
No, I mean, is there more than one left?
Yes, 2 more left.
With 3?
Yep. There's one you probably won't get. Actually, both of these you probably won't get. One's old school. Very dangerous street in Baton Rouge.
Alvin Dark.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
51, 52, and 54. Okay. So that's 3. And then the one that you all know. There's one that you all know.
Ben McDonald.
Nope.
Oh,
Todd
Aaron
Walker.
Nola.
Nope. Aaron only has 1. That was surprising to me. Aaron only has 1. Brad Hopp only has 1. Aaron Hill only has 1.
Oh, wow.
Will Harris has 1.
Yeah.
Gosman's got 2. Paul Skeens now has 2.
Yeah.
Is that Todd?
Todd Walker doesn't have
There's
any.
one more with 3. Who would that be? Why am I missing this? No.
He was the best at his position for a little while. Kind of crazy. Very crazy, actually. Jet black beard.
Brian Wilson.
Yep.
Wow, I forgot about him.
Uh-huh. That's
Damn,
The
I don't know how I
machine.
forgot about him.
2008, 2010, and 2011.
He was on a
Yeah.
generational run of content and
No doubt. This
ball
before.
playing.
Could you imagine if social media was a thing when he was there?
He was the beard before there was ever the beard. He might be the one that actually started the beard trend.
Yeah.
he was a lunatic.
He was a lunatic.
He did an interview with, I believe it was Jim Rome, when he had the guy walk behind him in a gimp suit during the interview. It's like, this guy's making content at just a different level, and it's adds to the LSU allure a little bit of like these people are a little bit different than everybody else. But he was on a heater for about 3 years, and then he just disappeared.
Yeah. That's Josh Jordan calling me right now.
I sent him the link.
Let me see. Make sure he's okay. Did you get the link? No, it was he was if they had social media in that way the content game is now, he would have been
Dales.
yeah, even more popular than he was. I mean, he had the beard. Everybody had the beards in the stands. You know, it was. You know,
And people forget how good San Francisco was during the middle of him like doing his thing too. So like, yeah.
I think he won 2 rings there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, thought that was interesting. I was looking at the LSU's Major League All-Stars. Like, that's a lot of them, but, you know, you would think, oh, someone's going to have – people forget about Albert Bell because he wasn't the most liked baseball player ever.
No, well, he had the
He's very good.
What, he got hit
Should have won the – if he was more liked, he would have won the MVP one year in baseball, but he didn't. He should have gotten it. I forgot who got it that same year he got it, but his numbers that year were stupid. Josh Jordan. Canceled.
Oh.
He has a dinner with a recruit. A lot more important.
LSU is a breeding stable for supreme athletes.
It is?
Brian Wilson, September 24th, 2011.
Not lying. He's not lying.
Yeah. That was kind of the whole show. Was for Jordan.
Well, look, now we're here.
Yeah.
We're here. Y'all are stuck. We tricked y'all. Sorry. He said he was very, very, very excited. He's been wanting to get on. We're going to get him on. It's not a big deal. I'd rather him go sign a recruit than.
Oh, speaking of.
Yes.
Did you see. Oof. LSU baseball. Recruit that hit 538.
Who's that?
He's a recruit. But people don't know if he's going to come or not. But he was just added to the perfect game, like All-American team or what have you. Malachi Washington.
Out
of Parkview and Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Stone Mountain. Remember we had those, who is it? Is this Kelvin Shepard? Stone Mountain?
And Perry Riley.
And Perry
baby.
Riley, the
Yep.
two linebackers come from Stone Mountain. I don't know how I remember that, but I do. I think that was because I was right in my recruiting time. Stone Mountain, Georgia. A lot of good baseball players come from Georgia, too.
But he was the 2025 underclassman perfect game player of the year. Batted 538, 15 homers, 32 extra base hits, and 60 RBI. Well, 59 RBIs.
That's outrageous in high school baseball.
59 RBIs is a lot.
That's a lot.
High school baseball season.
I mean, you're playing, 20, 30 games max? 30 games, maybe? That's insane. Insane. He's signed.
No.
Or he's committed.
Yes.
He's committed. But he's getting drafted. Is it for next year or for this? Like, he's committed to this class.
Yeah, he's a junior.
Okay, so he's coming in next year, unless he gets drafted.
So he's an underclassman of 2025.
Nice.
2026. He
God,
is committed
underclass
to
player of the year. Just read the directions, Mikey.
Yep.
I got
All the
you.
information is there if you want it.
Now, listen, we apologize for duping y'all and having Josh Jordan on the show. He will come on the show at some point. Big-time recruit he has a dinner with. I hope he lands him. It's all worth it. But with that said, love that, actually.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Let me tell you what. I like that.
I like that a lot. That was short, compact, powerful, and gets out the box.
And he also threw 96 from the outfield.
Did y'all see Jose? Was it De La Cruz throw 105?
Oh.
Oh yeah, from the outfield, from center.
Outfield from center.
Get somebody out of the plate.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah, that's goofiness.
But I was gonna say in the chat, it's not Ask Mikey and Mitch. This isn't Ask Mikey and Mitch, but let's go join the conversation. Throw anything you want in the chat. We'll have some conversations. We do have a new sponsor alert. Oh, and we don't have the logos and the live reads set up just yet, but I'll announce it. Alumni Hall. If you've been walking in Perkins Row, if you're going to see a movie or you're going to dinner in Perkins Row and you pass by, Alumni Hall is there. It is where you get all your LSU gear. They have the same stuff the coaches wear, same stuff the players wear. Really good spot, really good location. So with football season right around the corner and trying to revamp the attire, it'd be a good place to go pop in. Alumni Hall is now a sponsor of Mik'd. We appreciate that. We are always looking for new sponsors. So if you or your loved one would like to sponsor Mik'd, go ahead, email Lloyd. Lloyd will email me. Or actually, just email Lloyd, and I'll make sure to keep checking with Lloyd because sometimes he forgets. Lloyd forgets to fill out his timesheet to get paid. It's amazing.
I just got about 2 months in.
It's amazing. Look, there's the website. Look, a lot of options. I actually need some new LSU gear, so I will be frequenting Alumni Hall, getting hats, pullovers, quarter zips if that's what you like. The female attire obviously is the more important side because, according to my wife, she has to have a different outfit for every game because she can't repeat outfits. That's a thing.
That is a thing.
Can't repeat the outfits. And so, yeah.
Oh.
Hey, that onesie over there. Or Lloyd, you won't get that and wear that to a game.
No, that seems like a punishment for fantasy football.
If you're late, if you're how about this? Let's make a deal.
Start the year off.
If you sleep through another show before football season, you got to wear that to a game. All game. Can't take it off before you go.
Ooh, I like that.
Do you like that?
It doesn't fit. It's,
I like that
24.
bet.
But
Is that just for kids?
That's worth $36 to me. I like that.
That's just for kids. Okay, never mind. I was
I'm
hoping
still
they had.
trying to-
I was hoping they had one for
that's
an
even
adult
better.
version.
Yeah,
That's even better.
Get it on my legs.
Should
Give
we
the
do
people
a?
show.
Should we do a? I mean, we don't have enough people. We can join it, but should we do a mic'd up fantasy football league this year?
Last time I saw Jared Mitchell play fantasy football, he dressed up like a GM.
I'm only in one league now. Actually, take the one league. Only in one league now. So, I got room on the roster for another one.
I have
can figure it
been
out.
in. I've won it 2 years in a row, and then been to the finals the last 2 years and have not won. But
It's okay.
You know, it's been so many years. Hard for me to remember the things I've done. But I do have some wins, and I do have some league wins, though. Ask Chris McGee, he knows.
You have one. I have one too.
Well, people get mad at me, and I've been in the same league for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years now. And it's once I started working in sports media, it's like, well, it's not fair. That's what he does for a living. It's like I don't keep up.
It's not.
And it's like it's not
doesn't work that
even
way.
not even close.
That doesn't
to
even
the
help,
same.
man. What are you
No, it
talking
doesn't
about?
help at all.
Doesn't work that way.
No,
No.
unless it was like an LSU based draft.
No. It doesn't matter. No.
It doesn't like I don't do NFL like that.
Yeah. No.
No, gambling maybe helps.
What game? What?
Maybe it does help with the gambling.
Maybe.
You have a quarterback of your LSU Tigers that, hey, check one off the list. I don't know if this is good or bad, but he is now engaged to be married over the weekend.
I saw that. That's a lot of
Big ring.
athletes are getting engaged early now. You think NIL is a big reason for that? Now they got more money in their pockets and they can just go out and get the ring a lot earlier and then having to save up for it.
It definitely doesn't hurt. NIL is definitely not hurting that whole thing.
And look, I'm very happy. If you find the one you're forever early, that's great. I did not.
Yeah, I mean, that's their decision. I mean, I'm not in their business, but I would imagine that NIL is definitely help make the decision and make the jump quicker. That would just only make a lot more sense.
For sure. I overlooked an award. We talked about Jay getting snubbed for the Coach of the Year. D1 Baseball gave him their National Coach of the Year award. Much deserved. Second time he's got it from them, 2023, obviously, and this year. Last year, Vitello. Seems like they go to the national champion.
It's not a bad way to do it.
No. That's probably, if you win the national championship, you should be Coach of the Year. That should be the way it works.
How many?
Do we have any?
Many carrots?
Nice.
Is that? Probably what 2?
Where'd you get that?
2.2. Twitter.
I don't know.
2.2
You got to
with the
count the
band.
diamonds on the side.
That's what I'm saying. Probably 2.2 with the band. That's like that's a 2-carat diamond.
It's a nice
for
little
sure.
oval.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
a little bevel set.
Nice. Oh, yeah, you used to be a diamond guy. You used to be a diamond
To
guy.
pick up on it. Like, why didn't you know that?
Yeah, you used to be a diamond guy. I forgot about that. In your past life.
Yeah. Thank God that's over.
I'm sure you were great.
I'll just get people hammered.
They should have, honestly, the same way they have the Netflix, tires, they should have done it with you at the
They could have.
diamond store.
My only sales tactic was, obviously I know the cut, color, clarity, carat weight, the 4 C's. Everybody should know those. But it was bust out the whiskey at 11:30 in the morning and then get them as drunk as possible until we got a yes.
Nice.
And that would work. And then we had somebody throw up in the parking lot after hours, come back the next day and go, I can't afford this at all. And I was like, my bad, brother. No returns.
No returns?
Go take out a loan.
No returns?
No returns.
Wow.
Once you leave the door.
Wow.
It's tough. But you can go back. Diamonds don't lose their value. It's not like a car. You can go and sell it and probably get
You
your
can sell
money
it back to us?
for the same price.
No.
You're a sleazy diamond dealer. Unbelievable.
But in the estate
Blood
case.
diamond. You.
Yeah. With the
You.
bloodiest diamond.
Do we have any conversation in the chat about what we should talk about here?
Yeah, hold on.
I forgot. You forget how dead this time period is.
Oh, it's dead.
You forget
This
it.
is as dead as it gets right here.
When
Yeah.
did Brian Wilson pitch at LSU?
Oh,
2001 to 2003.
there you go.
There you go.
Heard a story about him. I think a lot of people have heard this story. But when he was at LSU, he was obviously, he didn't just develop the craziness later in life. He had it when he was at LSU. And so he was told he was going to redshirt his freshman year. So instead of just doing what normal people do and working out and get whatever, he decided to take a heavy ball and throw it as hard as he can against the wall so he could have Tommy John during that redshirt year
No
so he
way.
can come back and throw harder. So then they end up needing him. Doesn't get redshirted. Goes out there and he's throwing gas. And it ends up having Tommy John surgery anyway during the year.
Like, did he tear his UCL?
Yeah, he ended up having Tommy John.
But I just didn't know if he had it just to have it.
No. He got hurt and ended up having it. Yeah.
That wasn't a thing then, Lloyd. I think
Yeah.
nobody was trying to or really wanting to have Tommy John at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have to have the
There we
conversation
go.
of, and this is in the chat,
Yes.
who the sponsorship is for the jersey if it gets passed.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get to that
We
on
didn't
Friday.
get to that on
No,
Friday.
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday. You're right, because we didn't have
Hey,
a
say
Friday.
that again?
So if LSU if it gets passed to where you can wear a sponsor on your jersey, right, where whatever company can sponsor you, who do we think is going to be the sponsor for LSU?
I think it'll be a national sponsor.
I agree with
because
that.
I just get the feel that somebody national, because of how known LSU is and the brand and everything, is going to come in and want all of that national TV, regional TV time and do that. And they're going to put up a pretty penny to do it.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
I agree.
Don't know who, but I think it'll be a national brand.
I think it'll be a national brand too. I think that the going rate for that is going to be very expensive.
Dark horse.
Yeah.
You.
Maybe Raising Cane's.
Yeah, I mean, I can
That
see
is national, right?
that is national, but it's a local company, but it is national. I can see Todd wanting to do that. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I know that's the leader in the clubhouse.
Dark horse. That's my dark horse.
Yeah, but I think
If
that's
it's not
the
going-
odds
if
on
it's not
favorite.
going to be an outside national brand, I think that's the one that's got maybe the inside track, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Because I do know the price is going to be sky high.
That's what was my next question is, what do you think the number is?
I can't even begin to figure
I
out.
don't,
what
I don't, I don't know the rest of the numbers to even try to give it a comparison. So I have no clue.
Here's and I don't know this answer, but you go look at H&E equipment, right? H&E had their sticker on all of the headsets and all the stuff, which outside of the jersey within a football game, anything on that headset is probably shown more than anything else, right? Outside of the players and the uniforms and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how much they paid to have that around the stadium and on that, but I would imagine that having it on the jersey would be more expensive than that because you are literally on every player and you're an ad every time somebody is.
I say it's literally, if the game's on for 3 hours, you're going to see that jersey at some point for what? 2 hours and 30 minutes of the time that it's on?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because every time somebody's showing with an LSU, unless it's showing the back of the jersey, you're pretty much seeing the ad.
Yep. Correct.
You show a wide shot of 10 players on the sideline, and they're all front facing. That's 10 of your ad. So yeah.
Oh, and then you have the close up of the quarterback whenever they get 3rd and 8, and they zoom in real tight, and they back it up, and then the ad's going to be right there
Correct.
too. But that's what we're kind of having this conversation about it, and a lot of people are purists about the LSU uniform, about college football uniforms, about this foray into NIL. Why are you doing this? Should you do this?
Yes.
LSU, because I was listening to a national show, and they're like, it was McAfee saying teams like Penn State, Michigan, but
Notre Dame.
They're part of a different part of the world, and they see those as national brands, as the old school brand of they wouldn't do anything to their uniforms, and they were wondering about why is LSU doing this? And we know LSU obviously is coming in at an $8 million deficit to start this year because of the way that they financially agreed to do their $20 million payout, and it's
Right.
they're not going to have enough money to be able to cover it, and they would operate at a loss. This offsets that, I would imagine, to some extent,
Correct.
maybe puts you at the point where you're making a surplus. Do you care?
No, I don't. And listen, you can have the purists and you can have everybody who says, oh, we shouldn't do that, we shouldn't do it, and they could hold off for – eventually everybody's going to have it. I believe that. I think eventually everybody – if there is that amount of revenue to be made with the world of NIL and with – look, numbers – they may have some regulation, but over time it's just going to continue to – you're going to have to spend money. So I believe that everyone will eventually have it. I don't care. I don't. How many – do you notice the national championship patch whenever they're playing? No, you don't.
I think that's different, though, because people –
I understand, but my point is, you don't see – it's not like it's the whole uniform's changing. It's like a patch. It's a logo.
I think people are more, and I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate. I think people are used to seeing the patch in these certain circumstances. Like when you go to a bowl game, Chick-fil-A Bowl, you see the patch. You go to a national championship, you see the patch, and it's almost like a badge of honor. Like you want to see the patch on there. You want to see the different colored Nike check whenever you get to the college football playoff. Like these are things that I notice. But for a regular season home game against Southeastern, you see the patch of not college football playoff. It's insert whatever company. It's like, it kind of ruins the way that LSU's uniforms are so traditional, look so simple that they don't do a lot of extra things. Like this is a university and school and fan base that gets upset that they don't wear not even a fan base, like actual media members get upset that they wear all whites on senior day. It's like, where are my uniforms?
Right. No, I get it. I don't care though. It doesn't bother me.
So here's the thing. Yeah, but I say here's the thing, because that's a completely different conversation if you ask me. Like, if you want to see them in traditional colors for what is senior night, a traditional night, or quote unquote a historic night, if you want to look at it that way, that's cool. But if you want to see them continue to compete against every top team in Louisiana, in the nation, this is a way of doing it. So if they feel like this is their way to make up and or break even and or get back to what the money is, I get it, man. It'd be one thing too, like if the jerseys were filled with patches and it's no longer the uniform. But if they're not putting that product on the field and they can't pay for that product on the field, I think that becomes looked at a little bit different than, they're just wearing this uniform on this night, on this random night, or any. To me, that's two different kind of conversations.
Correct. What do you care, Lloyd? Do you care?
If you'd have asked me 5 years ago, absolutely. But because of what we know now, everything that Jared laid out, where it's an arms race. If you have to be able to do something because you can't necessarily get to the number that makes you I'd rather win football games than not win football games and not have a patch. If a patch allows you to be more competitive, put the patch on. And I also say, because of the way that it has worked with the NBA, where I was like vehemently against it whenever it first dropped, for like the NBA is going to have patches on the jersey. I was like, gross, don't want to see that.
I don't notice it.
And then you don't notice it.
No.
Like you play, 82 games, I get that, but after 5 games, like it becomes a part of the uniform. And if it's like that, small and subtle and not that big of a deal, no, I don't care. And if you get paid for it, absolutely, like slut me out. Like
Agreed.
I don't care if it's an OnlyFans badge.
I'm not saying that'll never happen. But, it's just I think that it's something that's going to continue to happen.
I mean, do you draw a line in the sand? What if it is?
Yeah, no. They're gonna be selective on who they pick. Hey, it's not gonna be the highest bidder. It's gonna be selective. Obviously I'd imagine they're probably gonna have multiple people at a certain bid. I mean, over the last, you can probably say since 2019, like the LSU brand's always been great, but since 2019, since they had that year with Joe Burrow and all those guys, and moving on, like, the brand of LSU has only gotten better as far as publicity goes, because some good, some bad, but the brand is always expanded over the last few years, definitely in the positive way, right? You've had a lot of athletes, you've had a lot of things, you've had a lot of LSU in the media and in like famous sports with Skeens and Livy and obviously Angel Reese and all those. Joe Burrow. So I think that the brand's
Jefferson,
a very, very,
Chase,
very, very
Coach O.
good spot.
Well, I think 2019 was like the peak of the mountaintop for LSU football. That was as high as you can get, whether it's Coach O being the head coach of an LSU football team, and it's like he's one of us, and it's this LSU thing, which is like, oh my God, how does this happen? Like the perfect storm, and Joe Burrow comes in, and it's this guy that didn't play at Ohio State, that puts on gets adopted as Louisiana's own. Like there couldn't have been a better 1-year commercial for LSU football than that. And then you have everything that happened afterward. But at that time, there was no brand that felt hotter or more attractive or cooler than LSU. You have Jamar Chase, you have Justin Jefferson, you have Joe Burrow, Coach O's leading the charge. Like it just all felt very much like, I don't want to say America's team, but I don't think anybody was rooting against LSU in the sense of, like, oh, they're too good. It was like somebody take down Alabama. It feels like this is the best college football team of all time.
Correct. So yes,
And then it all went to shit.
that's a good look. That's a good conversation. I'm curious to see who it's going to be. I'm curious to see if they even get it, if it gets allowed.
Passed. I don't know how you couldn't pass it, but
Right.
I'm also curious to see how big the patch is too. Like, is it the same size as the postseason patches? Is it a little bit smaller? What's the positioning on it? Is it a shoulder? Is it
I heard that they're going to have like a decal on the helmets.
no. Like, what is it?
There's
Oklahoma
one
State
side of the
that
helmet.
had the QR
One
code?
side. That's what I heard. I heard it was going to be there on the side. Very prominent.
I heard the patch is actually going where the nameplate goes on the back, so there'll be no names.
Yeah, no names.
H&E equipment or
100%.
Grayson Kane or
That's exactly what it's going to be.
Zaxby's.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. But that's a good conversation. I mean, it's just I don't know. We'll find out. Do you know when they start up, like back in like training stuff? I know obviously they're working out.
Probably that last
do you know
week of July, I would imagine.
When they start back, like I know they're working out and stuff. Like when they get back to the facility and really start getting after it into July.
I believe it's the last week of July, right? Give yourself 4 weeks, and you're out of practice for another week, and then you start that last week. Last week of the thing is, I guess, week 0 maybe now? I forget.
Yeah, thank God we don't have week 0 game. I hate
March 8th?
March 8th, huh?
What?
Yeah, March.
That's already happened.
We're going to go
that
backwards.
was spring football.
Everybody said, what you talking
You
about?
don't do dates.
Yeah,
So fall?
sometime in July. Yeah, like
Yeah,
when's
sure.
camp start? We'll just go with that.
Camp's either 3 or 4 weeks, so, put it, base it like that.
We'll just go with that.
March?
Any other conversation pieces they want in the chat?
Smith said March
Yeah,
again.
y'all run the show today.
Yeah, this is a community show.
Oh, Triple D225. I hope it's not Dick's. That would be good.
Well, that would not be great. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine it'd be the same size as like the.
Yeah, but like Dick's patches, but Dick's is sporting goods, isn't it? Like,
Speaking
it would
of-
just be-
Lloyd, maybe you should go back and work for Dick's. Have you seen the new Dick's?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. This is my idea.
This is wild. I haven't actually been in there, but I've seen pictures of it. And I actually ordered a couple pairs of shoes from Dick's today. I didn't go in there to get them. I just ordered them.
What is it's like a different version of
They have a
Dick's.
rock climbing wall. They're like the golf section of the Dick's in Baton Rouge is like outrageous. The
You
shoe
got some
section.
rock climbing
Yeah,
shoes from
yeah,
Dick's?
yeah. I got some biking shoes. I put the spikes and stuff on them. They have
It's
like
Dick's
the
House
wall.
of Sport.
Yeah, the wall of like shoes goes all around the whole entire store. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is not the Dick's that I grew up in. The
No.
Richards Sporting Goods that I worked in. I am still shadow banned from Richards, as I quit on Black Friday or the day before, because I was offered a radio job to work in the morning, and I said, "Look," I called them. I guess it was Thanksgiving technically. I called and I said, I'm not
coming
going to
in.
be done. I quit. Like this motherfucker on the other end is like, "You ever heard of 2 weeks?" I go, "What am I going to do at Dick's? Have your job? Like, you want me to be you think I aspire to be the general manager at Dick's? Like, if we're going to be an asshole, I can be an asshole. You're the one that has to go to work tomorrow, not me. There's nothing we can do about this at this point. So thank you for your time. Goodbye."
That is a Bush League move by you.
God, hey, you think I went to school to work at Dick's?
No, but you were there. It was a Bush League move of saying, "Hey, we're not only am I quitting, I'm quitting right before the biggest day of the year for you."
They can figure it out.
They
People
did.
steal from there all the time.
They figured it. Oh, that's good. That makes it right.
And you were told not to catch him. Now, if you want me to put on my vigilante mask and
Lloyd.
start, lace up the spikes and start.
I love how you just like disqualify yourself for anybody who might be thinking right now, you know what? I think I might want to try to hire Lloyd. I think he might be a good employee.
I'm loyal to a fault.
I think Lloyd's put himself into a bucket that he wants to stay into right now.
Yeah, I'm the.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if anybody gets in this bucket with me, I'm the crab pulling other crabs out. Like, if they're
Yeah.
trying to get out, I'm grabbing you by the foot and saying, "No, we're staying in here, brother. This is where we live." Noah, you're stuck. Mikey, you're stuck. Jared's trying to get out, but I can't help it. I'm glad to have brought you in.
You're one of a kind, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Me and Lloyd have a big day tomorrow, Jared.
I may have to.
What you mean?
He's
What you
he's
mean?
gonna cancel on me.
Well, we have an interview tomorrow now lined up.
Oh, I invited him to go play golf in the afternoon with me, but now he's canceling.
Oh, wow. Lloyd's canceling? No.
Second time in a row. Third time in a row, I think.
I don't feel great about it, but I do laugh after everything I just said. I'm loyal to the game. You
So
know,
you'll have an interview mid-afternoon.
yeah, because they have football workouts from 7 to 9.
Do you want to give us a teaser on who you're interviewing?
He, big impact freshman coming back for a sophomore year. Played a little bit out of position, but also starred in his role and is looking for a big-time sophomore season.
Okay. I'd imagine on the defensive side.
Yes?
Freshman.
Now sophomore.
Now a sophomore.
A role that, like I said, a little bit out of position. Had to beef up to play.
So he went from maybe a cornerback to a safety. He went from a safety to a linebacker.
Keep going down the...
He went from a linebacker to a defensive end.
Even closer. You're warmer.
Defensive tackle. He
Defensive
went from
end,
defensive end, defensive tackle. Don McKinley.
No, he was always a defensive tackle.
I'm
But
just guessing.
But close. They running mates.
Okay. Let everybody else figure it out.
Yeah. If you got a guess, put your guess in the chat. Jared, you got a guess?
I don't know.
I guess tune in to find out.
Tune in. There you go. There's the
Tingle and
teaser.
Co. 7 to 9 in the morning.
There's the teaser.
But yeah, Noah put this together, and I was trying to avoid saying, "Oh, I have to," I'd like to go play golf after.
So what time is the? Well, you're recording it, obviously.
Yes, it is. We're gonna record it at 2.
Definitely ain't making it. Definitely ain't making it. Okay. Well,
I had no say in this. I wasn't gonna be like, "Hey, after he's working his schedule to come into our, come in and do the Tingle."
no, I get it. I get it. You gotta
And
do
I
what you gotta
can't
do.
tell him that, like, actually, I'm going to play golf at 2:30. Let's do a different day. Noah would not abide by
You gotta
those
do what
rules.
you gotta do. I understand. I understand.
One day I'll get paid for that job.
It's okay.
I get paid for this one.
Yeah, if you ever put your hours in.
I did.
Now,
Finally. I
Just
put them
in
in
time.
twice.
just in
Because
time.
I fucked
Well,
it up
2
the
months.
first time.
You have 2 months now.
Yeah. So it'd be, I can get gas again. I've been living off the savings account. It's a bad feeling. It would be different if I wasn't working. But, trying to build up the...
Hey, you know what? It's fine. You can always make more money. You're good.
Just
You're not. Your savings account's not going to give you your retirement.
No.
Your retirement is what you inherit.
Exactly. I'm just biding time.
There you go. That's it.
Everybody gets old.
And
And there's only one more thing that happens.
that's it.
Just gotta stay in the good graces.
Just gotta keep going.
Get power of attorney.
No, I don't think you'll ever get that. All right.
Menendez brothers.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Keep going. If we have nothing else, no other sports conversations. Have y'all watched? I know this is a wild, off the wall. This is where
This is what we're talking. This is where we are.
But have y'all actually sat down and watched like an actual tennis match?
No,
They're
would
pretty
though.
insane.
I love the grass.
I watched one today. Obviously
Djokovic?
Wimbledon. No, not Djokovic. He almost lost, but he came back. It was Sinner, who's the number one player in the world, and he was actually losing. And his opponent was about to make it to the quarterfinals, down 2 sets. He was up, I think, in the third set, and had to withdraw. Pectoral injury, couldn't power through it, and so Sinner moves on to the quarters, down 2 sets. Not great, but great for him to get through it. But it's a wild deal, dude. Tennis is crazy. Very, you talk about the reverence of golf when you're watching golf, and they talk about they whisper, and it's not loud. It's a lot of just like soothing conversation. I think it's even more so in tennis, right? You listen to
Chris Fowler.
You listen to Chris Fowler talk about it, and they're just having these conversations, and it's definitely interesting. Obviously, like crowd cheers and claps. It's just
Wimbledon's very much the Augusta.
Yes.
So it's very.
Yes, it is.
Like you can't cheer at certain points. You can't get up at certain points. Like you have to sit and stay in your seat. You can't get up to go get a drink until it's like an absolute a official timeout. People get in trouble for that. You have to wear a certain decorum to be able to even get in. Obviously, they wear all white as players. It's
And
very
then Ben
much,
Shelton, who's the top 10 player in the world from the United States, he's in the quarters, and he's like very energetic, very charismatic. If you listen to his interview, he's making jokes in front of the crowd of whatever. So whenever tennis gets a player like that, it's a good balance, and as long as they don't, I guess, disrespect the game.
and Peyton Houston, Captain Shreve, quarterback, has what do they call it?
Committed?
A Wiltfong.
What?
Steve Wiltfong, who does On3 recruiting, has lodged his official prediction for Peyton Houston, 2027 quarterback, to go to USC. With a confidence level of 60%.
Okay. So he's not sure.
Not sure. But it did just come through the wire.
Okay. There we go. Back to the recruiting.
And Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 2 1/3, 5 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 0 strikeouts, 1 homer.
Not great.
And Love Island is still on.
That's great, I guess. I don't watch that. Jared, do you watch Love Island?
Did he mute himself?
I think you're muted.
Yeah, I said I don't, but my wife watches a disgusting amount of it, so
I hear it's pretty wild this season. I don't watch it, but
yeah.
I mean, some of the goofy stuff I see in passing, I'm just like, how on earth are you even sitting here watching
they
this?
went with the I guess the morally
bankrupt,
the morally liberal crowd of like, hey, I'm gonna get after it. I think there's a lot of getting after it right now on Love Island.
Well, see, that's what made it.
What?
That's what made it pop on the screen the first time was Love Island in what was it, Mexico, when it was Porque and he couldn't believe.
I mean, I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was Love Island or if that was just a dating show. I don't know what that was.
I think that was Love Island where
Maybe.
he had to watch his love interest get absolutely just the doors blown off of her. Or she was. I mean, she was doing the work
repeatedly,
and he was heartbroken.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's love. That's
Love Island.
That is what everybody's into. So I'm not watching that.
There's there's the Morbin show. That's going on.
Allie is very much into that. Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
But this is where we are.
That's where we are.
Like,
we're just generating content. We're gonna have Josh Jordan on the show at some point. We apologize for not having him on today, but work got in the way for him, and that's okay. He'll be on at some point. So with that, without further ado, let's get to our seggies.
Yes, we have some segments because this is what will carry the show. Dozy Plays Mistake of the Day.
Whoa.
Is here as one. Let me copy the link here. There's a robbery. And if you're going to choose your footwear for a robbery,
saw this.
What would you choose? And if you were to choose this, which are rollerblades, you better damn well know how to rollerblade. But not a bad idea in theory, as we have a
Michael Gordon of Hatboro was arrested and charged on Wednesday.
His damnedest.
Authorities say he is the man you see here skating into the Lukoil gas station on Old York Road back in May. They say Gordon showed the clerk a handgun and a knife while demanding money and then skating off with the cash. Investigators believe he is responsible for 3 similar crimes in Philadelphia and Feasterville.
He's in a lot of submergency there.
Yeah, and so he has already been arrested because he fell down in whenever he was getting chased on the rollerblades.
Nice.
He went full Brink.
Brink. Great
all-time movie.
When was the last time you've gotten on rollerblades?
Oh God! Shout out Skateville and Pineville.
That was like the spot. You have like the
the lock-in
and like the cosmic or whatever, like the lights, like whatever. I can't tell you the last time I had rollerblades on.
Is that a cultural thing, Jared?
Did you ever own a pair? Did you ever own a pair of rollerblades? Yeah. See, Jay got rollerblades.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You probably had the.
That was nice, dude. Just
Yeah, you probably had the thin blades, like with the good ones.
The inline.
You know what
I
I
didn't know
mean?
if it was like a roll bounce thing where you had like the 4 wheels. Like
no, 4 wheels are when you go
inline
indoors.
joints.
Yeah, that was like the thing in the 70s.
I think that was like right around the time when the inline was like a new thing, kind of. I don't know. Like I remember they used to have the 4 rollerblades, and obviously you got like the ice skating blade. But I think like the inline 4 was kind of like new at the time.
Yeah.
So kind of thing.
Yeah, I had them as a kid. That was about it.
Yep. And then were you a Razor scooter kid?
Yes.
Yep. That was popular.
Oh, dude,
No.
Razor scooters on the shin.
I didn't do Razor scooters.
Funny story about Razor scooters. I was walking after one of the football games in college, and we were walking to the bars from the field, from like the obviously Tiger Stadium, and I was exhausted. I was like, I'm probably a little intoxicated, didn't want to walk anymore. Saw this guy with a Razor.
Oh, so you was drunk driving again?
Yeah, drunk scootering.
No, I was drunk scootering.
Epidemic.
I was drunk scootering. So I go to this guy. It may have been right after college. I go to this guy and I was like, "Hey, I will give you $30 for that scooter."
$30.
And he gave it to me. He sold me the scooter. I guess he had found it, which I didn't know until after.
So he had stolen it.
So he had stolen it. I paid him $30 for the scooter, and I scooted right into Fred's with it. And I left it behind there, and I didn't have it again. But I got there. It was great.
And now you can get the electronic scooters.
Yeah, it's just lazy, you know?
Yeah.
And the electric bikes. It's like, why do you have a bike if it's wanted to be electric? Get a moped.
And I did, so we did the scooting in Omaha. First time on
Those are
it,
great.
Immediately beefed. I was going as fast as I could. I was like, I actually don't know how to do this. I've never done it before. Avoided most injury, but had to bail into the grass. But I was like, could have been worse. But this is an ongoing theme with me as I went to a bachelor party, rolled an ATV. I've never done that before.
So don't give you any motor vehicles.
I'll go as fast as I can, and then ran it into immediately, rolled it into a rock.
That's good to know.
We couldn't see anything because there's people in front of me. I was trying to figure out how to shift all of these things, and then immediately a rock, like a wall, like to make a right turn had come up, and I just ran straight into it. And they had just said, if you flip it, it's $200.
Nice.
I flipped it, but I flipped it right back. Continued on my merry way, the whole time absolutely concussed, which came to fruition. Adrenaline's a hell of a drug because for 2 hours...
Sure, that's all you're on.
Yeah, no. This is how I actually saved myself, but that's a different story for a different time. We get to the car ride, get to the back. We are probably 50 feet away from the house, catch a red light. I'm in the way back, and I was like, I'm not feeling too good. Not going to make it. Immediately throw up into a convenience bag that we got from the store. Throw up all in there, fall down in the front yard, throw up again. I was like, I think I have a concussion, which is probably 4 or 5 on the year. I mean, of my life. Go upstairs and I know you can't fall asleep. Take care of that. Healed myself, and I'm still here today.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not gonna get you. Just nothing that can, I guess, is motor vehicle.
But felt absolute garbage until I didn't.
All right,
another pseudo.
Okay.
Mistake of the day for Aiden Laros, the only player in all of college football 26 with a toughness rating of 0. All SEC punter.
Wow, that's kind of messed up.
He's the only player
What's
in the game.
What's the
9? That's somebody else on the special teams.
Oh.
But he has a toughness of 0.
Damn, that's tough.
I don't know how he earned that.
That's a tough look. How does that? Yeah, how do you even rate that? They can't give this guy a
10.
10? You know what I mean?
A 2, a 3, something.
0.
Some actually shows that there's some kind of toughness there.
Nice.
Well, he plays football, so you have to be somewhat tough.
So is that your curtain call down, or is that your mistake of the day?
Now just another mistake of the day because the other one didn't pan out the way I wanted to.
You got a curtain call?
I do have a curtain call.
I got a great one.
I may have spoiled it earlier, but it was to. We'll see if this ends up being a curtain call or mistake of the day. But Nuss getting engaged. Saw the ring.
It's not gonna be a mistake.
Well, I'm just saying, a lot of people. I had this conversation. Oh, I'm in a group.
Oh my God.
I'm in a group chat with 15 people I don't know. This happens every Omaha where my number got leaked on the show. And they, I guess, took it down. And so every year I get added to a group chat, which I'm fine with. I'm still in it. They're funny. I don't know a single person in it, but they wanted to do a.
Your iPhone doesn't say maybe someone?
No, I have no clue who they are.
Wow.
And
all of Paul Gervais in the game. Tampa Bay.
Oh, I was gonna ask, dude.
Look at this.
You were asked for people to interview. I almost threw his name out, but
he's got a game going on.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was gonna be. Is this his debut?
No, he's been in the big leagues for a little bit. He's in there right now. 0-2 to leadoff guy.
I saw him in Omaha before he got called up. Probably 3 days before we were gonna go.
Talking about 54 days of football. Number 54 for the Rays.
There we go.
He kind of raised his arm slot a little bit.
He said he likes to throw middle.
And that's what he's doing. Middle, top of the zone. Fouling it off.
Good for him. But he was rolling around with Trey Morgan. And Trey
teammates.
very does not shy away from being noticed, I guess. You're supposed to wear a team-issued polo, all these things. Trey is in a number 3, like, custom T-shirt with the hair everywhere, and he's getting stopped for pictures every probably 10 feet.
He loves it.
And Paul Gervais is like, who's the tall guy? He's 6'10". Like, you would imagine he does something.
He's a big leaguer.
Yeah, and he's a big leaguer.
He's a big leaguer.
So he got called up, like, 3 days after that.
Oh, good pitch. Good take. All right, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you done with your curtain call?
Oh, so I was in this group chat, right? Correct?
Yep.
And they were asking if it's better or worse to be married in sports. And I said, or it was kids.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You think it went
He
gone?
just gave up a homer.
Yeah, you did.
Mm.
But I was saying the two things.
Oh, yeah, I got so quiet.
The two things that can get ruined by children in marriage are golfers and quarterbacks. You've never seen a golfer get better after he's been married
Scotty.
or has kids? Maybe. I think he was on that trajectory anyway. But
Yeah.
Tiger,
Well, Tiger was married.
that all came crashing down.
Yeah.
But good luck to Charlie. But then I thought Spieth immediately was on top of the world. Gets married, has kids. Ricky Fowler gets married, has kids.
Yeah.
Justin Thomas.
I'm sure there's some other.
Get married, has kids.
I'm sure there's some other sides.
Max
to it.
Homa gets married. There's no really not. There's no real benefit to it for them.
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch Stick?
I've one episode. I haven't caught up to the last episode though.
I watched 4 of them yesterday.
Yeah, I've seen it all up till now.
Good swing.
Yeah, good swing.
That guy can.
He said he never played golf before.
Well, he should.
Yeah, whoever taught him how to play, I want that guy.
Yeah, because I was like whoever directed it, like this is what golf like. Aside from the shots that go past the pin and always spin in, that's not that realistic.
Yeah.
But a lot of that
good swings.
is good golf, like good golf.
For sure.
Fun show.
That's it. So what's your curtain call?
Oh no, or it might be.
No,
We'll find out.
You're talking about the. Yeah, I got you. We'll find out.
I wonder if
Jay, you
she's
got
pregnant.
Yeah, I got one, man, because I'm tired of hearing Lloyd just ramble right now about absolutely nothing. My curtain call is for all of those who have helped and are still helping the people.
You're going to take mine. God damn
country.
it. I need to start going
It's
before
only
you.
right up. I mean, I'm here. It's only right. So that's kind of where I was going with this thing, man. That's flood waters are crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's very, very tragic. So, curtain call to all those helping and donating and supporting and doing what they can to be a part of the relief of that situation.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's
That's a show curtain call.
Well, I got one. I'm going to add to that. I got one too. Obviously, big travesty. Huge, terrible situation that happened in Texas with the flooding and obviously Camp Mystic and all those poor children. But within these disasters, you have guys who kind of come out and do things that are heroic. And one of those, there's a lot of heroes out there that save people and helped and tried to do as best they can. Scott Ruskin of the Coast Guard, first mission. He was on the rescue. He was a rescue swimmer for the Coast Guard air crew. In his first mission, he was credited to saving 165 lives in his first rescue mission. That is outrageous. And that deserves a curtain call, and that deserves any accolade, any kind of recognition. Obviously, I wish everybody was saved, and it was such a disaster, and it's so hard to even fathom, what those families are going through. But Scott Ruskin saved 165 people in his first ever mission. That is outrageous, and kudos to him. And we need more heroes like him in this world, for sure. So,
and nobody on the Epstein list. We were all wrong.
Okay, we're not gonna. That's not gonna get to that. All right. We appreciate y'all. We're sorry for duping y'all today with the Josh Jordan interview. He will come on, I promise. Sometimes work happens, and you just kind of have to figure it out and go on the fly and adapt and overcome.
Wait,
That's what we're
got
doing.
a couple of questions in the chat, Fonz.
Okay.
I did not forget. Real quick. Ask Mikey and Mitch. Always hear about the leverage and player has his junior year in the draft. What happens if Ethan Fry decides to come back and keep improving? Wins the Golden Spikes Award?
Well, that's the thing. There's exceptions to everything, right? Yeah, you have leverage with your draft, with your being a junior and coming back for your senior year. But if you go out there and you perform and you win the Golden Spikes and you end up being a first rounder, that's different, right? I think Matt Laporta in Florida, back in the day, he obviously was one of the best hitters in the league, had a bad junior year, came back for his senior year and was, I think, player of the year, ended up being a first rounder. So it happens. It's not unheard of. But, yeah, I mean, if he goes out there and he has another good year and he does whatever, it's just, there's an opportunity for him to get drafted higher, but depends on where he goes this year.
Ask Mikey and Mitch. What was your pregame song to get pumped up for a game? Mikey in baseball, Jay Mitch for football.
Jay, you want to go first?
I didn't have one. Like, it was kind of I like now music. I like stuff that was kind of relevant to what was going on now. So I kind of stayed with what was ever kind of hot at the time. I didn't really have a song. That wasn't really my thing.
Correct.
Alley Cat.
No, I didn't have a song, like literally. Like it was a now playlist of kind of stuff that I liked that was out and that was relevant and that was hot at the time.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Simple as,
I didn't have like a go-to playlist. I would just play, like you said, whatever was hot at the time. Sometimes every now and then, like depending on the season's long, obviously, so you change the playlist. Go old school, obviously Tupac, Biggie. Sometimes you throw that in the locker room. Go back to, No Ceilings would always be one that people would throw on all the time. I didn't have one. Just something that would get me in good vibes going out there.
Ask Mikey and Mitch, what round / how high do you think Fry and Coward would have to go to be 100% not coming back?
I don't fucking know.
I think
I said I'd ask questions.
We have no clue what those guys' numbers are in their head.
The number.
We have no clue what number they're saying, hey, for this amount of money, I'm leaving. I don't think they're looking at draft spots. They're looking at, am I going to get this dollar amount or am I not? And if I'm not, then I'm coming back. And if I am, then I'm leaving. Nowadays, there's a draft pool, meaning that they can give a guy in, the 6th round, the amount of money that they wanted to give a guy in the 1st round if that's what they choose to do. So that's what those guys are looking for. They're not looking for a draft position anymore because it's no longer slotted that way. Teams have a draft pool. So those guys are looking for a certain amount of money, as kind of they always were. But before, you would only get that amount of money if you were in a certain spot. Those guys are looking for that. That's it. And I don't know what that is because I don't talk to them and I'm not their agent. So I can't answer that question for you.
Yeah, it's about money. It's not about draft positioning. I don't know that answer, but, I'd imagine both are going to get the opportunity. And, look, it may happen. There may be a Bear Jones situation where they do have a number and they say this is where it is and someone doesn't get to that number and they say, okay, I'm going back to school. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but it's not about positioning. It's about dollars.
I said I would ask.
That's it. For questions. I appreciate you asking. All right, that's all we got for you on this beautiful Monday night. Please enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy NBA Summer League. Enjoy. There's a baseball game going on. Enjoy, spending time with your family. Talk to your family and your kids and hang out with them and not watch sports because football season's right around the corner. And when that happens, there's going to be a lot of just football watching and not doing a lot of things on Monday nights and Sunday nights and Sundays and Saturdays and Thursdays and all the days, which is great, which I can't wait for. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can't watch us, but you like listening to us or anywhere you get your pods. We'll be back live in studio on Wednesday from 6 to 7:30, say 8-ish, talking sports, hopefully interviews, obviously, and not boring you to death and not letting Lloyd talk about concussions and flipping over ATVs and anything that he can drive. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you on Wednesday. Peace.
See you.
No fireworks.
Yeah. Did we use them all up this weekend?
Yeah. We're saving them for football season. Get there.
Pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew.